Muy buenas a todos, estamos en un nuevo vídeo, nuevo juego también. Ya toca variar un poco. Todo el mundo conoce este juego, la verdad es que hay bastantes vídeos por YouTube. Dicen que hay muchos finales, la verdad que, no sé, quería grabarlo yo también, digo, voy a probarlo. Como he dicho antes, he visto unos cuantos, o sea, no muchos, vídeos cortos de alguna troleada que te hace la voz en off esta. Pero es que no sé ni cuánto dura, no me sé ningún final, francamente no tengo ni idea. Y tenía pensado grabar ¿vale? Tres vídeos, o sea, tres sagas, por así decirlo. No es que no sé cuánto puede durar el vídeo, no sé cuánto dura el juego. Si dura 15 minutos, si dura 20, si es así lo grabaré todo en uno. Si dura ya 50, una hora, pues ya lo grabaré en varios. Lo que voy diciendo. Tengo pensado grabar una parte que sea hacer el caso siempre a la voz, ¿vale? O sea, ciegamente, aunque crea que no tenga razón, yo lo hago sí o sí. Otra, todo lo contrario. Y una tercera, lo que me dé, ¿vale? Si me parece que tengo que hacer esto, lo haré, si no, pues no. ¿Vale? Para ver diferentes tipos de finales, de cómo se desarrolla el juego y tal. Vamos a darle. A ver qué tal nos va. Al menos creo que divertirme sí que me divertiré. Esto es el intro. Lo voy a quitar, ¿vale? Porque conocido por todos. Al principio me lo sé, tengo que buscar la sala de reuniones.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
En este caso voy a hacer caso todo el rato a la voz. Lo voy a hacer siempre, ¿vale? Ciegamente.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Donde tú me mandes. A ver, antes que nada. Vale, esto ya está. Sigamos. Vale.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Habrá que ir. Vamos al jefe. A ver. ¿Arriba o abajo? Adivino, ¿no?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Pues voy al jefe. ¿Y ahora qué? ¿Por aquí? No. No. Madroom. A mí que no. Se cierra la puerta. Vale. ¿Es aquí?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
¿Y cómo coño lo sabe?
2845.
¿Cómo lo sabe?
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Vale.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Tengo que ir por aquí, ¿no? Por aquí voy. Vale. Muy lógico todo. El jefe es de algún clan secreto.
He felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
No puedo pulsar ya esto. Vale.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
¿Esto qué es? Tengo que hacer caso en la voz ahora.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What
como
horrible
mola, ¿no?
secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Corremos para allá, corremos, corremos. Muy bien. ¿Y?
Now the monitors jumped to life,
Toma ya.
their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Entiendo. Vale, aquí por aquí. Vamos, que el jefe era un voyeur de mucho cuidado.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Vamos a la luz.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
¿Dónde me lleva? ¿Dónde me
It was
lleva?
unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof.
Coño es esto?
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Pues lo voy a desmantelar. ¿No es pulsando esto? ¿Qué coño tengo que hacer? A ver. Uno. Pero vamos a ver. ¿Qué tengo que hacer, amigos? Tengo que ir aquí, ¿no? Tiene pinta de que sí. No se ve nada pulsar esto. Vale, tenía que ir aquí. Tengo que desmantelarlo.
He found the source of the room's power. He knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Se apagó. Se apagó la luz. ¿Dónde estoy? Voy a quedarme quieto porque no sé dónde estoy.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
¿Puedo avanzar? Sí,
Was
puedo
it
avanzar.
over?
Dios, ¿dónde coño estoy?
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking. but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Es que atrás no puedo volver. O sea, no puedo volver atrás. No hay forma. Tengo que ir por aquí.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Entiendo.
And Stanley was happy.
Bueno, pues acaba bien, ¿no? La cosa acaba bien. Entonces sí que me lo he pasado ya. O sea, sé que es corto, ¿no? A menos si haces caso a la voz, se hace enseguida. Ya, es que no lo sé. No sé si esto se ha acabado. A ver, cuando cargue sabré. LOL, ¿qué hago aquí otra vez? ¿Qué es en plan? ¿Te lo pasas y juegas directamente otra vez?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Pero...
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
De hecho, ha cambiado la voz. O sea, ha cambiado la voz. Ha cambiado lo que está diciendo el tío. Porque estoy aquí otra vez. O sea...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Mira, pues yo creo que voy a hacer ya la parte de la que me la suda lo que diga. Y voy a... Sí, mira, lo voy a hacer. Aquí empezará la segunda parte, por así decirlo. La parte en la que no le hago caso en nada. Así que nada, espero que os haya gustado este vídeo y nos vemos en el próximo. ¡Chao!